Hey, everyone. How's it going? And hope you all have had a blessed filled weekend. If not, I pray it gets better for you. Um, but you know what? I want to show you guys something today. Something that I came across and I felt like it needed to be shared. Now, of course, we all know what's in the headlines as far as Trump and Harris. And to those of you who still have those airheaded, knuckleheaded, hard-headed friends, family, whomever, still wanting to vote for this woman, and you're not sure of where to start in trying to convince them that she is not for us, I want you to pay attention to this small clip that I put together. And I don't think it's getting enough traction. It's very telling as to who stands for who and for what. So without further ado, just, turn your attention towards this clip for me. All right, everybody, do me this favor. Take a look at the differences between Kamala Harris's website for president versus Donald Trump's website for president, and let me know what you notice. This is hilarious. Now, if that wasn't enough to convince you or whomever that's still, you know, full blown, ready for Kamala. Kamala's the one. Kamala, yes. Vote for Kamala. I want you to pay attention to Michaelah Montgomery. She spoke at a Trump rally in Georgia over the weekend, and she killed it. She killed it. She blew the whole thing. I mean, she was phenomenal. Um, and she spits facts on Kamala Harris's track record, horrible track record. Not just Harris's, but Biden's. But of course, we know Biden's asleep now, so it's time for Kamala to continue on, as it were. But just listen to what she has to say, because it's worth noting that the media, other Democrats, they don't want you to remember what Kamala has or hasn't done. And if you also pay attention to what's going on, you'll notice how Kamala's not really out there like Trump is. Trump is out there. Yeah, Kamala. She had her. I think it was her first rally in Atlanta. Kamala and both Trump held rallies at the same locations in Atlanta, and you can go back and check to see the size of Kamala Harris's crowd versus Trump's. You guys, she's nowhere near. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care what your famous friends on CNN may think and have you believing. It's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. Um, and it's frustrating still, but I love the fact that a lot of blacks are coming out and saying, no, she does not speak for us. She does not speak for me, because they see that she's fake. They know that she's not for them. You can go back if you know how to search, because I know some things can be a little tricky in looking up and searching and whatnot. But Kamala has even stated that, someone asked her, what are you going to do for the black community? And she said nothing. She doesn't have anything planned for the blacks. Now, you're coming out here and saying that you are a black female running for president, but you're wanting the black vote and you're not coming out and saying what you intend to do for the black people. She'll paint you flowery words that actually the petals make more sense than the sentences that she tries to put together but regardless, it's 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 just common sense is what it boils down to. You had Joe Biden run back in 2020, and he literally ran the same way that they have Kamala running now, which is very minimal exposure. You'll see her from time to time. Again, like, she just had her rally in Atlanta, but she's not really doing any interviews like Trump is. Why would they keep her silent? Why isn't she out there doing interviews? Why isn't she out there holding town halls? Like, we get these little clips of her in like her comfort zone, so to speak. They're giving her softball questions, but you don't really get to, aside from some clips that you may see posted online here or elsewhere, you're not really getting the full picture of who Kamala Harris is actually for and what her policies are. You just saw the little video earlier, the comparison, the difference actually between her website and Trump's. He's out here, he's saying, hey guys, I'm out here for you. This is what I have planned for you. Okay, this is what I have planned for our country. This is the direction I intend to lead us. But you go through Kamala's and she's just asking for contributions, donations. I don't even think I remember seeing a spot where it's saying she's going to host her next rally. Trump has a spot where you can go and see such. So, anyway, back to Michaelah. I know I got off to a little rant there, but I wanted to put that out there. But Michaelah, I think she does a great job, explaining and getting you to understand that Kamala, that's how they say it's supposed to be said, but whatever. Kamala is not for us.
Now, why don't we jump right into it? See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high. I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else, so it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state. We also did a poll, and 80% of us black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November. They love me, they really love me. The left wants you to get in your feelings about things that have been said, but I want you guys to pay attention to what has been done. They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families? I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a black woman, is also with her. A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected.
So, to touch base on that part, on June 10th of 2020, Joe Biden participated in a town hall um, that was hosted by the NAACP. And that's where he basically stated that he was going to pick a VP, female VP of color. And, he reaffirmed them and, committed to addressing the whole, and systematic racism and injustices and so on and so forth plaguing, they claim, the black community, right? So Kamala, like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Paint me black woman, and there you go, you got the job. So she literally changed her race for votes, and she changed her race because a white man said he would give her the job.
Did I lie? The same black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman. She chose her side and it wasn't ours. When asked if she would ever do anything specifically for black people, she said no. Whereas Trump gave us the Platinum Plan, which specifically uplifted the black community by increasing capital by almost $500 billion, creating 500,000 new black businesses, and would give black churches the ability to fight for federal resources for their communities. And why are we acting like strong borders aren't a thing literally everywhere else in the world? Since when has being patriotic been a crime? See, a few weeks ago at the debate, Trump mentioned black jobs, and a lot of people got in an uproar as if they didn't know what he meant. Well, we go to the polls and cast our black vote. We go to the stores and spend our black dollar. We live in our black community, but for whatever reason, we draw the line at a black job. Oh, but wait, because if you're wondering what a black job is, please, I encourage you all to drive through Atlanta at all these beautiful black-owned businesses and check and see who works there. Probably a black person working for a black entrepreneur, recycling the black dollar, creating black generational wealth.
I've mentioned this before. Blacks, I've seen a lot of black people hustling. Like, they are out here, they are getting those LLCs. They are learning finances, how to maintain their own books. They don't want to work for anyone else. They want to work for themselves. And a lot of them have grasped the concept of wanting to create generational wealth. They're out here driving trucks. They're out here creating their own lawn landscaping business, and so on and so forth. So, and you notice, right, when Trump came out and spoke about black jobs, the only ones that had an issue were the ones that are like surgeons, lawyers, professions of sort. Not the blue collar worker, not the entrepreneur out here that's hustling and out for the grind every day, that's out here trying to make a difference. Not saying that the surgeons and them, they're not making, I'm not saying that they're not, but what I'm saying is, like, if an illegal comes over, or when they come over, they're not going to go for a lawyer's position. They're not going to go for being a lawyer, a doctor, um, an engineer, things like that. They're going to get out here, they're going to start grinding too. And that is taken away from the black community.
taking your jobs and your resources, then please believe my cousins in the Appalachians, they coming for you too. And y'all know Kamala Harris has yet to say Laken Riley's name. As borders are, she opened the border to millions of illegal immigrants that have flooded American streets with deadly drugs and gangs that have spiked overdoses by over 124% and brought more crime into minority communities. So how's that for black folks? But let's take race out of it. Just as a woman, period, how can you be a champion for women's rights when you're taking away opportunities from biological women and giving them to transgendered ones? I'll wait, y'all, because I wasn't done. See, how can you promote equity for women and you're allowing men to play in women's sports? And what kind of feminist would still allow men to enter their sacred spaces, i.e. our bathrooms and school locker rooms? Do I even need to mention the opening ceremony at the Olympics? Or the fact that Angela Carini was forced to fight a man and told us that she's never been punched so hard in her life. We cannot allow dangerous liberals who think things like this are okay into the White House, because my daughter will not be fighting a man at her wrestling match. And what I think both men and women can agree on is that national security is important. So who would y'all rather see lead us into war if it were so to happen? My silk-pressed sister Kamala or the big dog Donald Trump?
She's killing it, y'all. Like big time. I mean, it's just like it's obvious, right? That if we end up in a Kamala Harris presidency, we're screwed. We think things are bad right now with Biden giving billions of dollars away to Ukraine and Israel. And then, of course, not wanting to secure our borders. And we have all of these terrorists and drugs coming through that are hitting our communities. And if Kamala just try to imagine it, right? Just that cackling laugh, and she's right there with Putin or uh, you know is it makes me cringe. It should definitely make you cringe. You guys are out here talking about, oh my goodness, the draft, and oh my goodness, um, we're going to go into another war with Trump. Trump never had us on the brink of a war. Like, how was it that someone put it? Other nation leaders, they respect Trump because Trump, he doesn't play that. They respect Trump, but they like Biden. And the reason they like Biden is because he's a pushover. He'll give them whatever they want. He doesn't put up a fight. He just, here, take all our money. Or yeah, sure, we'll give you more missiles. He doesn't lay down the law. He doesn't say no. He doesn't put up a fight. But Trump was just like, look, guys, I'm not playing games. If you don't do what I tell you to do, if I tell you to release these hostages, and if you don't have them released safe and sound, I'm coming for you. Or if you dare try to point your missiles towards us, I'm coming for you. But what was it, Obama, the red line that kept being crossed? And you guys, it's not a good look. It's not good for us as a country. We will be in oh, my goodness, it'll be a nightmare. But I'm gonna let Michaelah continue because she is definitely leveling who Kamala Harris is and who she isn't.
And lastly, I cannot get up here without mentioning my farmers, the backbone of this country. And aside from the Biden-Harris administration hurting you guys in ways we can't even comprehend by the rising cost of everything, black farmers suffered even more due to the delays associated with the Inflation Reduction Act signed in 2022. Now, don't let the Biden-Harris administration fool you because they waited until the 9th hour to sign off on disbursements as a last-minute attempt to garner support. But why would they hurt the agricultural industry? Probably because they're looking forward to making more money in the pharmaceutical one. And speaking of pharmaceuticals, because I promise I'm gonna wrap this up, when they bring up abortion and they talk about protecting your medical freedoms, don't be afraid to mention COVID. The Biden-Harris administration forced Americans to take an experimental vaccine and took away their jobs, their livelihoods, and their freedoms if they refused. Trump gave us a choice and Biden gave us a mandate. Hey, y'all, because I'm about to kill him with this one. So the next time the left wants to tell you that, hey, abortion is a right and you need to protect your medical freedoms, remember that they took those freedoms away from men and women the second they got in office, and there's nothing stopping them from doing it again.
I don't know about y'all, but I really, really, really enjoyed watching Michaelah just come out and destroy both Biden and Harris. She did not hold back. She presented facts that you can go and fact check for yourself. And she really laid it out. And at this point, if you're not able to see, if you're not able to get that common sense nugget rolling, then I guess you're just SOL, because I don't see how there's any other way to try to get the point across to you. But before I go, I do want to point out a few things about Michaelah that I should have mentioned prior to, but also look for this information for the links in the description. But she's the CEO of Conserve the Culture, state director for Blexit in Georgia, and Fulton County coordinator for America First Works. So she's out there, you all. She's a professional. She's just not someone that just decided to get into it. She's engaged. Um, Again, I'm gonna put all of that, the links in the description. And I mean, you guys, it's blatantly obvious. I love how she came out there and destroyed Kamala Harris. And again, I watched several clips of her, and I've watched this clip several times myself, and she nails it each and every time, in each and every video rather that she's been in. Um, but hey guys, I appreciate you stopping in. If this is your first time, I don't care how you got here, but I appreciate you being here. And if you're coming back for more, of course, I love that as well. And please, if you could be so kind as to, hit that like, that share, and that subscribe. And, just keep the truth going, guys. We got this. It's not over. For those of you that we are on the same page, we know what's going on. We don't need to be convinced. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what? Just you guys just stay blessed. Stay prayed up. This is a spiritual battle that we're fighting. So again, God bless, and I'm out.